Album Review, the podcast where four totally unqualified guys review a different album every week in the hope of broadening our knowledge of music. However, we are easily swayed off topic and have no real idea what we are talking about. Today's album is 30 Seconds to Mars, America.
This is America. Don't catch you slipping up.
Fuck yeah.
Don't catch you slipping up. Look what we cooking up. Look what we cooking up. This is America. Guns in my area. God, this song's terrible.
No, it isn't.
God, this song's terrible.
I was thinking
Could you
about
bet
picking
that song's not on this album then?
This is America. Oh shit, it's me, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought you were doing some long intro.
Like what? Me doing the entirety of This is America as the intro. Yeah, fuck it. I'll look up the lyrics for the end if you want, and I'll do it. Yeah, sorry. This one's going to be a boring one for me because I don't really have a lot to say about the album. I think the themes are kind of weird for the most part, and they've generally taken a poppier route than they've taken before, which is fine. Kind of works for them. But then I think that sort of coincides with my first issue, and it's because basically we have to draw an obvious comparison to their other album that they did. And none of the songs on this album come close to even a slither of the Chintamani, the passion of any of the other songs on the album. Well, of the best songs on the other album.
I don't know. The first three are pretty.
Yeah, but they're not even close. Like, think of that and then think of Kings and Queens.
Walk on Water's
I don't know. It's weird.
I found Walk on Water boring.
Wide open.
I don't think the songs on this album are iconic, but I definitely feel that they're still strong songs.
No, fuck no. No.
But could you argue that songs being iconic only comes with age? Like a song isn't born.
I feel like that you could argue that for some songs.
What the fuck?
But like Death of a Bachelor came out for Panic at the Disco, boom, iconic.
Yeah, but
I don't
it's been
think it
a
is
few years
iconic
now.
though.
I think for
iconic.
a song to be iconic, it has to have been like at least 5 years since it came out.
No, but it also has to be good.
Oh yeah, and good, obviously. Otherwise, it's just
Well, that's not true because like Park Life is an iconic song, and that's awful.
yeah,
No,
that is
right.
true. That is an
Every
iconic
day I
song.
walk down the street, I buy my milk, and I see the postman.
I say hello.
Park Life.
Park Life.
Think of it like this then. Say we talk about like
Very
in the sense of like
sophisticated.
Call of Duty, right? So like
Oh no! Sorry, you started off so like. Okay, so what if we think about it in this
what about
context?
if we think about the load
Imagine Call of Duty.
Nothing to do with music.
right? No, it's a metaphor. I'll get to it. Just bear with me. Right, so hear me out.
So my worst favorite.
Fuck off! Modern Warfare 2 comes out. Okay, back in the day.
Yeah.
So think of it now. Was Modern Warfare 2 just another Call of Duty at the time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like Cold War is just another Call of Duty at the time. Yet Modern Warfare 2 is so iconic now.
It is now, but it
Yeah, but it wasn't
Was it
iconic
back
at the
came
time.
out.
Was it just another
It
Call of
wasn't
Duty?
at the present time. It was a
See-
really good game at the time, but then
See-
like it's over time it's become more iconic because nothing's kind of been as
Exactly. This is my metaphor to help develop Denver's argument, you see. Thinking.
Everyone was arguing against you.
I was
No,
saying
no.
it happened. No, it wasn't.
No, I'm disagreeing.
No, it wasn't.
Everyone was
Oh,
saying
well,
I
it had to
thought
be
Joe
at
was
least
against. I
like-
thought Joe's analogy was going to be against mine, but that was
No.
just reinforcing
four.
mine.
That was just
That was
reinforcing
four
it. Yeah.
Denver's,
Well,
which
I was.
against Joe.
It could have gone either way depending on what you guys said. Like, but
did it?
like if I think back to that type of thing, I generally can't remember. Like, I can't remember whether it was iconic back in the day or not. You know, I was just a kid playing games.
Classic. Now Joe's 20,
Oh.
21,
Now
still
I'm 20,
playing
20,
games.
24.
Got all his bitches. God, that player.
Yeah, you've been played.
Don't catch you tripping up.
Played.
Skirt.
I'm actually watching the music video to that now.
Why? We're so uninteresting.
Sorry, are we not paying
Sorry, the
attention?
metaphor bored me a little bit.
Fuck.
I mean-
oh, you know what?
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm really joking.
Oh, he's
Oh.
gone. Oh, no, he's
Oh.
back.
Oh, it's back.
Oh, that was quick. You forgave very quickly.
Even.
It took me like 3 weeks to
He's a
forgive.
saint.
I'm basically Jesus.
In what sense? Jesus wasn't fat.
Or white, potentially.
Ah, that's a good point.
Or in Flushed Away.
Have you guys ever had a dream that you're Jesus, though?
No.
I have.
For God's sake.
Because I have.
Are we bringing it back to that?
Yeah.
Well, go on then, tell the story.
Well, I was Jesus. I was just healing everyone, but I wasn't actually Jesus.
Reverse
Right,
Jesus.
so he's contradicting his immediate statement. I had a dream I was Jesus, but I wasn't Jesus.
No, because we remember this, didn't it? Because Joe was going around performing miracles, and then everyone started calling him Jesus, and then the Romans came. Because
this is it.
Joe
I was actually
the
a con
Romans
man.
came, Caesar killed him or some shit like that, and then I assume they went on to conquer the north of England.
Was this an album review?
I don't know.
I think it was, yeah.
I didn't want to get nailed to the cross though. So I stopped being a con man, didn't I? There you go.
But then you got to think that Joe thought the Vikings invaded England at the same time that the fall of the Roman Empire happened.
Even though it was about
Nearly
600 years different.
I don't understand how you guys keep track of all this because we weren't there.
No, we're not keeping track
but
of it.
the human race was, Joe. It wasn't a fictional story.
But
the Romans did exist and were there.
How is all this information in your head? I don't get it. I don't get it.
Well, I don't think it's in our head, but all we know is that when it happened and you boldly claimed, yeah, it was when the Romans fell. We were hold up. Hold the fuck up.
Who's saying Neanderthals were at the same time that the Roman Empire was being built? You know? We don't know. We weren't there. All we've got is books.
Weren't built in a day.
We've got books.
To be fair, you could argue this. I mean, there's a lot of evidence, though. It's the whole thing with Jesus. All the evidence we have to do with Jesus is to do with books. But anyone could have written them.
Anyone could write a book. So does that mean if I write a book now saying I'm Jesus, put it in a time capsule thing, 2,000 years later, they'll pick it up and think, there was Jesus in the 2020.
Just read the book and go, Jesus.
Things are a lot more accounted for.
I don't actually know what physical evidence there is of Jesus. If you don't count books, I don't know what evidence there is of Jesus. Is there books written by Romans about Jesus, or is it purely the Bible?
I mean, you could probably find some religious fanatics saying, look, they're like, hey, look, they said it. They nailed someone to a cross. Yeah, they did that a lot. Okay?
Because there's lots of evidence of the Romans existing, right? But I mean, I could be wrong, but other than the Bible, I don't know what.
I mean, there is physical evidence. You could build most things.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. There's thousands of Romans and one
all
Jesus.
Modern infrastructure. Fuck me, there are thousands of Romans and one Jesus. How is Jesus going to build Rome?
You could argue that the Bible talks about wine quite a lot. They could have just wrote it drunk.
Well, that's the whole thing.
It
was written by his disciples, wasn't it? Because doesn't each chapter have a thing written by someone else?
And they were all drinking wine and bread.
I like the idea that they pass over the book to the next disciple and he's like, oh, you dick, you gave Jesus flying powers?
Shit, I didn't write about that. The continuity's all off, boys.
The continuity's crazy. I said he had laser eyes. And then God said...
Well, it's a bit like, the Old Testament and the New Testament. It's kind of like the retcon things in the New Testament. It's like, some of that's a bit bad. Because I know a lot of Old Testament stuff's like, slay all people.
Yeah, it is a bit like that. But then you go thousands of years into the future when Christianity or Catholicism is widely accepted as one of the world religions. And then they started ruining other religions. So you go into the greater parts of Scandinavia and Norway and stuff like that, where they practice the Nordic religion, stuff like that. And half the time, a lot of the stories are either completely cut or rewritten to fit in with this idea of one true God. Because in Nordic mythology, they have many gods, don't they? But and so Ragnarok is one of the most famous stories. Loki brings around the beginning of Ragnarok, and But the way it's been rewritten and stuff like that is because and then Ragnarok happens and the people were saved and taken to Valhalla by one true god, not Odin, another guy, bigger, more godlier, capital G, that kind of thing.
Capital G.
And
the all god.
So the problem is like historical accuracy when it comes to religion and stuff is very scarce.
It's like Chinese whispers, isn't it?
You gotta think these all these stories were the original Marvel comics.
Oh, shut up, Joe.
Yeah,
But
maybe
the
we'll think
Shut
Captain
up, Joe.
America is a god
Shut
one
up.
day.
Right. So the primary problem I have with Chinese whispers, Will, is like, yeah, it makes sense. Stories are told over time, but this is like saying Chinese whispers happens, and we've got like, oh, bread and butter, oh, breaded butter. And then it gets to a guy that does Catholicism and he goes, Jesus is number one.
So it just completely changes up the story.
Yeah, they've completely ruined it at that point. So that's the only reason we don't know it. Anyway, we're wildly off topic.
It was so off topic.
Jared Leto does look like
I was going to say, does kind of look like the stereotypical Jesus, doesn't he?
He doesn't. What was that movie he was in?
Far Cry 5.
No, it was with Harrison Ford. It was like a cyberpunk type thing.
Oh, Blade Runner.
Blade Runner.
Blade Runner, yeah. He looked cool in that, I think.
If you want to see Jared Leto in Far Cry 5, go check out the Ultimate Playthrough Part 3 of Far Cry.
Yeah. Do it. It's funny.
It's got
Jared Leto in it.
The funniest members of CT in it.
Or all two of them.
Jared Leto was also in American Psycho. I found that out the other day.
Wait, was he?
Yeah.
What, the movie where they curb stomped the black guy?
What do you mean curb stomp the black? What?
Are we both thinking of the same movie?
American Psycho is
the one with the one with the Nazi guy where he puts
No,
it's not about the one where Christian Bale hits that guy with the axe in his room.
What the fuck is that one called? What am I thinking of? I swear that was called American.
Maybe
it's not American Horror Story, is it?
Right, there's two films, right? There's Psycho and there's American Psycho.
No, I'm not thinking of Psycho. That's like the 1960s black and white screamy picture.
Yeah, American Psycho is what I was right. Yeah, American Psycho is the Christian Bale one.
Which one?
I don't know what you're thinking of.
Am I thinking of American Beauty, American Psycho?
Maybe
the Fall Out Boy album.
Maybe so.
I don't know. There is a movie though where a guy curb stomps a black guy.
I hate it when that happens.
I mean, in this film, he chucks a chainsaw down the stairs and it hits a woman.
That sounds hilarious.
Oh, American, it's a great film. But Jared Leto's in it.
So is this like a remake, maybe, or a recent retelling of it, potentially? Is he a Nazi? Is he like a white supremacist?
No, he's literally just a guy. Just a random guy who works in Wall Street. And
I cannot think of what that movie's called now, but fuck. I just remember it really vividly because it's got great sound design because it physically makes you cringe as this guy puts his teeth on the pavement.
I was going to say, there's no...
Hello?
Hello?
He's trying to do the backwards thing again.
That's Jared Leto said backwards.
Joe, that's a dead meme. Come on.
We used that, Joe.
We used it once.
No, it's Jared Leto.
Yeah, but we used this. We used this, Joe.
Right,
it's a returning thing.
It's not.
Okay, alright, okay, yeah. I feel like this album feels a lot more manufactured, and I'd argue a little bit better production-wise. But upon listening to it the final time, I feel like there's only one or two songs I would actually go back to and listen to again, and that's a big no-no when it comes to an album. Because it's got to draw you in.
It has.
And it didn't.
I think the singles draw you in, but like... As an album, all
two of them. Like what are you?
I think there's about 4 solid singles.
I would not say that.
Maybe 5.
Well, I mean, I've said what I've said. I've said it.
You've said what you've said.
I think the worst song for me was, and like I have a habit of writing these in the morning and getting them wrong. No, it's called Rider. Worst song, Rider.
Sorry.
Go on, no, go on.
No, I was going to say, I think that was one of the weaker songs as well, but I think it did feel like an outro. So I
actually mentioned about that. I basically said that I feel like it could have been a couple of songs, although the fact that this song was kind of boring and didn't have a whole lot to it, coupled with the fact that it's the last song that you hear, like that is one of the defining reasons why it was the worst for me, because it kind of left a sour note. It was just a bit like boring. It wasn't too long. It was
the album kind of thing.
Yeah, it was sort of like okay. there were bad ones. Like I'd argue, I'm gonna immediately throw a few under the bus. I don't like One Track Mind feat ASAP Rocky. I actually didn't really like Love Is Madness feat Halsey.
No, it's disappointing, that one, really.
Yeah, super disappointing. Monolith was just a weird fucking, like what do they call that?
I don't think the one with Halsey was disappointing at all. I actually preferred her in that rather than the Machine Gun Kelly song.
Oh, piss off!
No, I mean, like, you're just lying to yourself.
I thought the melody was actually.
Joe,
really
I know
nice.
that you did. I know you did the review in 5 minutes, and I know that you're wrong.
No,
so just
fucking
stop.
bullshit.
No,
No, it's a
fuck you.
fucking good song.
You're not allowed to pick that one.
Literally
You're not
got,
allowed.
Like, the best melody.
No, I refuse.
One of the best.
Not much melody in it. It's just all percussion, to be honest.
I also didn't. To be honest, and then I didn't really fuck with "Hail to the Victor," "Dawn Will Rise," or "Like a Dream," or "Remedy," really, or really "Walk on Water." I just thought this album was kind of boring. Yeah, my third favorite was "Great Wide Open." Basically, yeah, "Great Wide Open" I think is what Ryder wishes it was. Because they are similar songs, but "Great Wide Open" just goes above and beyond to be that song, but better.
That's like that reminds me of Kings and Queens the most, to be honest.
Just there you go.
In the sense of it being like a big power ballad almost, isn't it? Was that the right word?
No, I'd say so, definitely. And like, but yeah, you get the impression that "Great Wide Open" drops Ryder off at daycare and just never comes back.
Oh yeah.
My second favorite was "Rescue Me." It's got some Rocket League plinky ass shit in the chorus, and it's got some nice harmonies and stuff. And that was another one I didn't really know what to say about. It was just fine, just worked. It was okay. I liked it. I'd listen to it again maybe if I was like drunk.
It just comes up in the rotation on like shuffle. You're like, I haven't had enough vodkas for this to be good.
Skip. I haven't had the recommended 7 vodkas yet. Let's just skip.
Imagine just having a playlist which is like only listen to when drunk.
If I did, it would have what's that fucking guy's name? The opera singer, the really famous opera singer.
Pavarotti. Pavarotti.
No,
there's more. Andrea Bocelli.
That's it. Andrea Bocelli. Is it that?
Yeah, he's the one who does the Ed Sheeran song. He's blind.
Like Stevie Wonder.
Yeah.
I don't know how to spell his name. Yeah, number 1. Dangerous Night. Of course it was. Of course it's Dangerous Night. The best song. I really like that it kind of subverts the expectations. Okay, it really rips the rug out from under you with the direction that the song takes. It goes from like a slowish ballad to this like mellow chorus build that turns into this big backing thing. I think it's really cool. I like it. Yeah, just sorry that I fucking didn't know what to say for this one. I listened to it like 4 times and I was like, okay.
That's enough.
That's it. Yeah. Overall, I didn't really expect much when going into this album. Album?
Reggae? Album?
Fuck me.
Yeah, I didn't expect much going into this album. And I think I was right to do so.
Would you say that you have like a resentment against it because you didn't want to pick it though?
No, I wouldn't say that.
Okay.
I would say that I wasn't expecting much because it's a modern take on an album, or like
it's not their sound type of thing. It's not the sound that you'd associate with them when you say
like when a pop punk sort of or like whatever band goes long enough, they eventually basically turn pop anyway.
Yeah, Will just said that this is the sound that you associate with them.
The last 3 albums have been like this, so
terribly wrong.
I mean, okay.
I mean, if you'd listened to any of them in the last 3 albums, you probably would expect this, but I hadn't. I was listening to them back in like 2012, being a little baby, like playing Guitar Hero. Good times.
Good times. So, I'm on a pretty similar mental. Oh God, I'm not wording this right.
I'm on a pretty similar mental as well.
I'm thinking
fucking mental.
I pretty much have the same opinion as Aidan. Right, we'll just put it that way. It's a lot easier way of saying it. This album's a bit naff, to be honest. The first 3 songs are all great, and then there's only about 2 or 3 others outside of them that I think that are even worth listening to. Like a lot of it seems a bit like chod filler, and it's definitely one of their worst albums. I haven't got loads to say about it either, because it's just a bit of a nothing album, really. The first 3 songs are great, and you think like, oh, if it's all as good as this, it's going to be fucking fantastic. But it never is, especially like straight after that, you have fucking One Track Mind, which, by the way, is the worst song. Yeah. It's just terrible. Like, how can you go from such a high to then instant just like one of the most boring, bland songs there fucking is? Like, why is A$AP Rocky even in it? Because it's like you can barely tell he's in it. Like, it doesn't really do anything.
I feel like that's a bit of a theme with both featured artist songs. I feel like the artist is not work well in that track.
Oh, it's almost like it's still written for the Jared Leto, and it's just not.
And they've just
like
thrown
they didn't take any consideration into like putting somebody else into the song. Maybe they were approached by the artist that was just like, I really want to be a part of this, and they're like, fuck, just sing a few lines in this one, you'll be fine.
Yeah, literally. I don't feel like the artist wrote their bits.
No, I don't. And another thing, I don't really. Sorry, Joe, but I don't think Halsey's voice works well at all with Jared Leto's. Like, I think their voices don't.
I put that song saying I thought it had a kind of weird vibe to it and was disappointing, really, considering how good Halsey is. I think both Jared Leto and Halsey, like individually, are both amazing singers. I think their vocal talent is really good. Both from America. And they're just not utilised in that song, either of them.
No.
This is a big plot twist for me.
I mean, it can't be that big of a plot twist. 3 people think it.
That's what I mean. This is a plot twist. I thought I was the guy that didn't like him.
Surely it should be a plot twist for us that you don't like it. You're not the main character in this story, Joe.
Everyone's the
you're at least an NPC at best.
Oh, that's
just think about it though. We are all NPCs.
Yeah,
I work in Tesco.
To Jesus' story.
No, Jeff Bezos.
Oh, he's the main character.
He's the main character.
Is that how it works? Just the richest man is the main character.
Bill Gates is now an NPC. RIP.
Oh.
What's quite interesting, as I've just found, is Love Is Madness was originally written with someone else featuring.
What?
Featuring Emma.
Not Emma.
I don't know who Emma is.
Maybe it's Halsey's real name.
Maybe.
I don't know. This artist called Emma. She's got 781,000 listeners, monthly listeners.
Emma Wells.
That was a fucking name call now.
Thank you for dropping my mum's name in the
video. First thing is about featuring Emma Wells.
So yeah, Halsey is only the featured artist on the album, not the single.
Damn.
Shit.
Weird. Is it? Hang on. Have you listened to the single? Is it different?
I don't know. I can't play it.
Yeah, but just cut it. Just go listen. Go listen to the Emma bit.
Oh, it is completely different vibe.
See? Holy
it's
shit.
Like more grand orchestral sounding voice.
I mean, that almost sounds better.
Yeah, it sounds like. I mean, she's not black, but she sounds like a black orchestral singer.
Oh, like gospel singer.
Yeah.
Like Kanye's album.
Oh, yes.
Did we do God is King?
No, but we should do.
No, I don't think we should.
It's a good album.
This next week's theme, Kanye albums.
That'd be great. That's actually not a bad thing.
I think it is.
I don't think
it's a month of hell.
Sorry.
If you pick like a certain artist...
Wait, if I'm not allowed to pick the fucking 5 Seconds of Summer from the 5-week rotation, we can't have Kanye week. It's not allowed.
To be fair, that is 2 contradictory rules.
Kind of, because it's a theme that could take you out of that. Maybe.
No, actually, the way around that is we just only review one album every 5 months.
Or alternatively, the way around that is we make a rule so specific to somebody that it has to be them. You know what I mean?
Albums.
First name Kanye, second name West.
Between 1998 and 2018.
Oh God.
Artists
You know what
whose direction is opposite of east.
What?
There's probably a few Wests though, right?
So specific.
But
Sounds
also
like
first
Kanye.
name rhymes with Kanye.
It's like we were always talking about those really specific specialist subjects, weren't we? On like,
Or like on
on
Mastermind.
yeah, where they're just like they're going. It's like, what's your specialist subject? And they're just like, oh, you know, like events that happened on September 11th, 2001.
Involving
So-
planes.
I just typed in what rhymes with Kanye, and nothing.
Kanye, obviously.
Nothing rhymes
It
with
comes up with this
Kanye.
thing that's like it's like rhyme rating, and apparently these rhyme ratings are 100. So Kanye ran high,
Yay.
Kanye plan I, Kanye canoe.
What are you saying? These don't rhyme.
No, this is on the internet.
They've
These
got
are-
an 100%.
These are
rhyme
100%
rating,
rhyme. These are 100% rhyme rating.
Is
What's
that?
like a
I guess
low
that means it
rhyme
rhymes
rating?
with nothing.
Well, no, I was going to say this is going to be a new one
Kanye,
for Ring
Rhyme
of Fire,
Shy.
isn't it? Ring of Fire, Kanye, Canoe.
Have we been saying Kanye wrong this whole time?
Drink.
It's actually Kanye.
Kanye. Holy
Kanye,
shit, this whole time.
This whole time we've been just saying
Kanye West. Wow.
Kanye.
Pretty sure he changed his name to Ye, didn't he?
Kanye.
No, just literally Ye.
Kanye.
Ye West.
His name is Ye, I think. Oh, he did for a brief time.
Kanye can wipe.
So, I'll say honourable mentions first. Or should I say that afterwards? I don't know.
I mean, how have you got honourable mentions? That's what I want to know.
Because there's probably like I say, I think the three songs that the album starts with are great, and then there's two outside of that. But fuck it, I'll just do the honourable mentions afterwards actually, because it's going to confuse me. Third for me was Great Wide Open. Pretty much exactly the same reason you said, Aidan. It's just a really good powerful. It's like Kings and Queens for this album. It's great. It's just an amazing build up, and it's probably the best vocals in the entire album, to be honest.
I love that you just credited me, but I said none of that. You said it all.
No,
Like, I just said it sounds like Ryder, but better.
well, yeah, but I mean, what for the reasons you said, I agree with that, but like also the reasons I said, kind of thing. I don't know if that makes sense. Fuck off, right? Great Wide Open was great, big powerful song. The best music they make, to be honest. I wish they made more shit like that. Second for me was Rescue Me. Nice electronic feel to it. Big build up, and it's not really a drop, is it? But
It
or is it a drop? You class it as a drop? It's good, but it's like a nice vocal drop. Just generally good. And then, but first for me was Dangerous Night. It's by far the best song. If not everyone picks that as their first favourite, then
It's not my first
I'll be
favourite.
very shocked.
Not
What
my
is
first
wrong
favourite.
with you?
Joe
Not
sweats.
your first
Joe
favourite.
sweats
Not my
profusely.
favourite.
It's like dabbing the cloth on his head.
That's not even like fucking rememberable for me at all.
Not even.
How?
It still doesn't know how to use the
I
word
don't understand
memorable.
people. Oh,
Maybe you should member
Like,
how to
it's-
do. I'd say rememberable.
by far the best.
Is that
in
the
my
one that had
opinion.
like the EDM type drop on it, or is that?
No, that was Rescue Me.
Dangerous Night. Dangerous Night was the only good song on the album. Basically, it was.
Not, that is just not true. I think like there's some really fucking strong albums on this. Like
Really strong albums.
It's within an
There's
album.
really strong albums.
It's an
on this
album. Within an
to the point where I'm literally adding songs to my 2020 Ultimate playlist.
God,
Yeah,
that's
we all know
nearly
how
over
great
now,
your
Joe.
playlist is.
Joe, are you still drunk?
I can't believe you said that's not even a rememberable
There's
song.
over
It's not even in my top
200
3, to be
songs.
fair.
What?
No, it's not mine.
How have you
either.
found
What are you talking about?
block out of this shit to put in
Oh
your
my
top
god!
three?
It's like the little build up for the chorus, the acoustic. Oh, it's great! It's fucking awesome.
It kind of just
And it is
passed
a
me
proper
by, to be fair.
surprise.
What?
What the fuck are you saying? I honestly, I don't understand. I do not understand. All right, I'll just go to honorable mentions because I want to know what your fucking top 3 is now. Honorable mentions was Walk on Water was very close to being in the top 3. It's a great song, but I've heard it so many times that it's kind of lost its mojo, which
It's the most
then I guess
popular song on the album.
it is. They performed it at the Grammys, I think, or something, in like, do you know when they do that thing on stage where everything's black, but they wear like that paint so they stand out? I don't know what you call it.
The silhouette type thing.
Yeah,
Bit like a
and it looked really
reverse silhouette.
cool. It's worth watching. But the only other honourable mention I thought was "Hail to the Victor." I really like that. There's a bit of a surprise, but then everything else around it is just shit, other than "Great Wide Open." So there's only about 5 solid songs on the album, to be honest. I think everything else is just filler or a bit boring. Although I liked Monolith, but that's just an instrumental. So
It serves as a good intro to Love Is Madness, but Love Is Madness isn't nearly a good enough song to actually make that build into it worth anything.
no. All in all, just a slight. I don't know if you'd call it slightly above average. It's just average. It's just an average album,
Just
but with
bang
some
out.
really good singles on it. But then just so much other just boring shit around it that it kind of loses. It's as an album, it's shit, but
It's a
in terms
bang
of
out.
getting some good songs from it, it's all right.
Come on, Will, I want to hear you say it.
It's a bang out album.
It's
to
a be honest. bang out.
It's a
The
bang
last
out.
album is their previous album before this, Loveless Faith and Dreams, is much better.
Hey, by the way, I found the name of that movie that I was looking for. It's called American History X.
Oh,
Very, very famous scene where a guy literally curb stomps a dude.
like
it's,
graphically.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's fucked. 1998. There's a
Recognise the
1 minute clip of it.
Oh, the actor's the guy who played as the Incredible Hulk in the old ones, I think. It looks like him.
Yeah, it's gross, isn't it?
He's
Yeah.
ripped.
It's a really gross scene. Which is why it sticks so vividly in my head as just like one of the worst things I've ever watched.
Yeah, Ed Norton. That's the actor.
I like Ed Norton.
Do you like him now that he's a Nazi?
No.
Not anymore. Now that I found out Ed Norton's a Nazi.
What was he in? I really like
Incredible Hulk.
Fight Club.
Incredible Hulk.
Was he in Fight Club?
Yeah,
Yeah.
character.
There's Brad Pitt, and then there's the other guy. He was the other guy.
What the fuck? He's just such not a rememberable character for me.
I mean, Incredible Hulk is pretty memorable.
Didn't he get fired because he was an arsehole from the Hulk?
No, I just think that Marvel bought it back, didn't they?
So, 30 Seconds to Mars has always been like a bit of a nothing band for me. Like, never really liked them. When we originally did their album, I was like, yeah, these songs, I can see that they're iconic to some people, but it's a bit of a nothing thing for me. And I feel like that theme kind of continues in this album for the most part.
Oh.
But the songs that were good, I fucking really liked. And now I can understand completely that they're not as like iconic. Like, I know we had this kind of conversation earlier. Than the ones on the This Is War album. But I feel like I just liked these songs better in general. Like, even like the ones that were the good ones, in quotations, in This Is War, still didn't like. I still thought they were a bit of nothing.
I also prefer this album.
Yeah. Whereas this album is just a bit more consistent.
Disagree.
For me.
No, it is more consistent. Consistently trash.
Subscribe.
I feel like these songs had a bit more like they had a bit more like solid structure to them, and they actually had like build-ups and type of things like that. Whereas the other album was just kind of like the same kind of thing. All the songs never like kind of built. It was just kind of just the same, a bit all a bit of nothing. Whereas this album, they had little builds, they had like a bit of variety in the songs. I liked it. I have to say, I didn't expect to like it. I didn't want to like it, but I liked it. My least favourite was Damn Will Rise. Fucking terrible song. I never want to hear that again. The voice, the filter that he had on.
Dawn Will Rise, sorry.
What did I say?
You said
I
Damn.
said Damn Will Rise. I wrote
There's a
it
silent
down.
O in there, by the way.
yeah.
Fuck.
So yeah, that the filter thing, the effect that was on his voice didn't sound good. I just don't think that sounded pleasant, as some might say, as opposed to the metal hardcore screaming that I usually listen to.
See, that doesn't sound pleasant at all.
If it is, Wage War have actually just released a new song, and it's very good. It's very heavy.
Let me just check how many fucks I give. I'm counting them.
It's 0.
Yeah, how many?
It's still none.
It's still none. Fuck.
Sorry.
It's all right, man. I understand. So my third favorite was actually my hardest pick.
Whoa.
My hardest decision out of the lot of them.
Because there was many potential third places, or there was just barely any potentials.
The second one.
No, there was about 3 that I had to pick between.
A top 3, some would say.
Yeah. So first of all, I'll say the one that didn't make it, which I still think is like a fucking amazing song. It's just a little bit too long.
I bet he's going to pick the Halsey one now, and then claim.
It's great wide open. Great wide open. That's it. Not the Halsey song. What a fucking build of a song. This isn't my third favorite. This is like the mention that could have been it, but it's not. Yeah, great fucking build. Loved it. Just a little bit boring on the boring side. But my third pick, unfortunately, beat it, which I'm sure you guys are going to be angry about. So my third favorite.
I hate you.
So my third favorite is Love Is Madness featuring Halsey.
I hate you too.
Thank you.
I preemptively hated you.
Thanks. So I don't understand why you guys don't like this song so much. I think the chorus really holds well. Halsey's really good in it. I think the good thing is like, and it kind of stands up, is that I didn't like her in the Machine Gun Kelly song because she sounded like too whiny and too up there, too high pitched. Whereas this one, she's a lot lower.
I don't think it's a bad song. I just think it's disappointing considering who's in it.
Right. Yeah.
What do you mean? Yeah, it's your third favorite. Don't agree. Be angry.
Be angry, Joe.
I'm just respecting his opinion, which you seem to never do.
I don't need to. I'm the funny one.
I'm the right one.
My second
I'm the gay one.
My second favorite. I'm the gay one.
We just have like no character arcs. We just say what we are. It's just like, I'm the funny one. I'm the rich one.
I'm the gayest. Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
My favorite and my second were changed last minute.
Of course they were. As we were speaking about them.
Classic Joe changing his things.
It was on my last listen this morning. I was like, changing those around. So my second favorite was Rescue Me.
Oh, has he put Dangerous Night now as his favorite?
I loved his fucking vocals in that. I loved the kind of EDM electronic type of vibe. It was just very different to what I expected, and it subverted my expectations in a good way. But my favourite, which is now on my 2020 Ultimate playlist, and the reason I changed it around is because I realised I'm not going to put Rescue Me on there, but I'm going to put this song on there. So it must be my favourite if I prefer this song on my playlist. And that is Remedy. Remedy.
I'm surprised you didn't pick Remedy in your top song.
Really?
It was really like acoustic-y.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, it was acoustic, but it just didn't go anywhere.
I mean, but it was awesome.
Yeah, but it didn't go anywhere.
I get that.
It's not even Jared Leto singing that song.
fair enough. That's probably why I like it.
It's Shannon.
But no, it's really nice little acoustic song. I get that it doesn't really have a build or anything like that, but it holds its own. Really nice.
No, it doesn't.
Really
no, sorry. It's
just
enough.
Again,
I like
this is you
Remedy.
not respecting my opinion.
So I respect your opinion, but this is coming from somebody that really likes acoustic music, and this is entirely just a guy in his voice.
Are you
and
the
I am
only one that
saying-
likes acoustic music?
Yes, I am, and I'm saying that
He is
I
Captain
am,
Acoustic, to be fair.
I am Captain
He is.
Acoustic, and this is just not a good acoustic song.
And you're
Well, I
Officer
enjoy it.
Wildcard. I forgot I named you all on here.
I enjoyed it.
Denver was Lieutenant Dance.
Yeah.
That's it.
And then what was the
Admiral
Will was
Disagree.
Disagree. Yeah, that's it.
You know, I literally never say
I
that.
disagree.
You used to. That was your catchphrase.
He used to just disagree.
I disagree.
Yeah, but now Joe's taken over that. He
Yeah,
says it to
you've pretty
everyone.
much swapped there. You're
Yeah.
Captain Wildcard, Will. Officer Wildcard, sorry.
I'm Captain Different, I reckon.
Oh, wow. Will's listening to Jesus is King.
I am, yeah.
What the fuck?
I can't believe you're listening to music during album review. I think that's so
Yeah, I was
rude.
going to say, I'm listening to the
I
songs
just
that
do it in
Joe
the
was
background.
talking about.
So yeah, in general, I thought this was a pretty solid album. There's a few shit songs in there. Don't get me wrong. The ASAP Rocky one. Dangerous Nights was very good as well, but again, didn't really stick with me. So every other song other than the ones that I kind of mentioned are kind of just forgettable for me. There you go.
What we want here is Denver to have Rescue Me as a second favourite. To have that as second all across the board.
There you go.
That is true.
And it will, won't it?
We'll find out. I thought this album pretty much summarizes my current opinion of 30 Seconds to Mars, is that they can write some truly amazing songs, but only about 20% of the time.
Yeah.
Like,
I would completely agree with that.
Most of their music is kind of meh, okay. And occasionally they just make some like fucking amazing songs. So to me, my top three in this are like amazing, near 10 out of 10 songs.
Whoa.
To me.
Calm
But
down
then
there.
everything else is just like, oh, that's disappointing. Or maybe it's kind of a bit boring with a few good elements that if it was actually in a good song would build to something, but it's just not enough. At least favorite was difficult because I didn't really hate too many of them. Because so many of them were kind of just meh. But I went with Dawn Will Rise. Actually, no, that's wrong. I didn't go with Dawn Will Rise. I went with Hail to the Victor. Because the hook in it annoys me. And then even though it's like an electronic breakdown sort of thing, I didn't like the breakdown or any of it really. And every time it came on, I was like, oh, this song again. Dawn Will Rise was also a least favourite. And what was the other one? Oh, that was kind of it, actually. Other songs had some good element, at least. But yeah, I don't get how they can write some truly amazing songs, but then just fucking flop.
Couldn't you argue that about 1975?
Don't you bring them into this, you son of a bitch.
It's true, though.
Yeah, no, it is.
Because 1975 across all their albums have great songs, but there is a lot of just
But
shot in there.
it's funny
You
you
can't
say
even argue
that.
it, then. I'm a massive 1975.
No, you can't argue it. But my final rating is pretty much how I've rated the 1975's
Is
album.
it? That's fair enough. Then.
So I guess that
That's a
makes
strong
sense.
6.5.
So yeah, but unlike the 1975, this song is structured terribly in terms of the best songs are all the starting songs, and then it never lives up to that. Like not even close. Like, other than the very like Remedy, I do quite a different change of pace, and I guess now that you say it's a different singer, it's obvious. Like because I can actually think back to Remedy, and without rehearing it, and be like, oh yeah, that it does sound way different. So Remedy was sort of an honourable mention, I guess.
Prediction time. I reckon Rescue Me is going to be Denver's first favourite.
No,
I
it's
reckon
his
gonna be
second. No, it's his
It's going
second
to be his
favorite.
favourite. It's going to be his favourite.
He did just say top 3, but that'd be lazy if he just left them in that order.
But if I left it in that order, wouldn't... Oh, I guess... Yeah. I was going to say, wouldn't Walk on Water be number 1, but you mean, like, reverse order, so you mean it, like, got slightly better.
Exactly, which means that Rescue Me is his second favorite.
No, I think it's his first. It's got that EDM thing in that Denver likes.
Well, all my top favourites, kind of for the same reason. They all feel big and sound just amazing. I fucking love them so much. I could hear those 3 songs on repeat, and they're still great. Third favourite, Walk on Water. It's a great start. Sounds amazing. Also, an honorable mention was Rider, but not because it was good, just because it did sound like an ending moment. Like I said, that the structure was bad. Like Walk on Water, Dangerous Night, and Rescue Me should have just been, if they were spaced out like 2 other songs between them, I think the album would have just been better, just because you'd have had something to look forward to. But every time I listen to this album, you hear the first 3 and think, fuck, I could just end now because it only gets worse.
Walk on Water is their most popular song by more than double on their second most popular song on this album.
So why is that? Is that maybe
it's also
like
live?
Sorry?
They performed it live at like the Grammys, so everyone's going to be like, oh, what's this song? And go and listen to that. And then probably only listen to that, right? I don't know if it was the Grammys. I can't remember what thing it was.
What about the Mammies?
Let me find it. It was at
Rescue Me.
MTV.
VMAs.
The Maz.
And they did it like, yeah. So probably just from that, I imagine.
So all for the same reasons. They all had great builds, great breakdowns. They're amazing. Second favourite, Dangerous Night. I was baiting you. Dangerous Night's amazing. How is that not in the top 3? What are you talking about, Joe? Fucking Dangerous Night is incredible.
So he did just do the fucking, just went down the list.
I did. Rescue Me is my favourite for the exact reasons Joe said. It's like Walk on Water, Dangerous Night are all like, they're pretty much 10 out of 10s, right? The only thing that sets it apart is Rescue Me does have that slight EDM vibe to it, which just makes it the best. And they all feel grand. They feel like big songs, which I think is what 1975, fucking 30 Seconds to Mars do best. Make these big, grand songs. But then everything else they do is just kind of
Got that new
meh.
merch though.
What the
Got
fuck was
that
that?
new merch though.
I thought I was playing something on my computer then. I was like, what the fuck's
Got
going on?
that new merch.
I accidentally clicked on Chrissy Costanza's story.
Got that new merch though.
See, oh god, you're all so terrible. Only Aidan's actually concentrating on the review here.
I love the
concentrating on
reviews.
review.
If anything, am I the best student? Sir?
Yes, and best member of CT.
Thank you.
Funniest as well.
Wow, most handsome?
Most handsome.
Yeah, nice.
So yeah, in all, this is, I guess, Will's right, really. It's kind of like a 1975, except I prefer 1975's. I feel like their mess songs have more of a theme or reason to them rather than just being a mess song.
Well, maybe they do. Have you watched any Jared Leto interviews? Like where he's?
To be fair, no.
I bet he's the kind of guy that doesn't sit on a chair. He like squats on top of one while doing the entire interview. You know what I mean?
Matty Healy.
They do. They
do. He said poo.
They do what 1975 do, and they incorporate all the interlude type stuff into their live performances.
I'd probably really like to see them live.
I've seen them twice. I've been on stage with them.
It was actually, if you got the former members list, Will Davey is there.
Yeah. Did he get replaced by Pitbull?
Next to the drummer,
Mr. Worldwide,
305.
Lil Chico.
All in all, a few amazing songs, and the rest kind of met okay.
All right.
fair enough.
Ratings.
5.
5.5.
7.
7.
Oh,
Scores
Whoa.
24.5.
which is worse than the other
Which
one.
is 2 points worse than the last album. Despite everyone rating it higher, apart from actually Aidan and Will wrote it less, but Will gave the last one a 9.
So he Will tanked it, kind of thing.
I love that last album. No, it's much better.
I disagree.
But I think the best of
thanks,
songs
Joe.
are better in this. Oh, the Kings and Queens is fucking amazing.
Closest to the Edge. Great song.
Close to the Exit is
I think-
amazing.
I prefer the
Well-
better songs in the other album, but I definitely think they've found a better sound now. Like this kind of works for them a bit more.
You should listen to the
Mate, yeah, we should suck a dick.
Love, Lust and Faith. That's
Go fuck yourself.
Fuck yourself, Will.
probably their best, actually.
Which
Yeah.
album?
Love,
Lust
Lust,
Dreams.
Love, Lust, Faith and Dreams.
Is it Denver next?
It is me.
Denver.
What's your second favourite?
Second favourite is Dangerous Night.
Thanks, Denver.
Cheers, Denver.
Next album is Bieber Doobie, Fake It Flowers.
Who? What?
Okay,
You've gone for it.
Who?
fair enough.
Who?
Bieber Doobie.
How do you spell that?
BEA
BEA
BAD
BAD.
BAD.
double O.
That's not. Yeah.
Fake It Flowers.
B.
She's the one who sings that TikTok song, Coffee. Don't fade away too long.
Oh right, okay.
That song's not on this album.
It's not.
What a confusing name.
Why is that a
I think it's
confusing
that
name?
Just
Oh,
Bieber
like-
Doop.
Yeah, but it's like.
To be fair, we didn't know how to say it until it was said to us.
Oh, yeah.
She supported the
Okay.
1975 when we went to see them, and we were like, "Who the fuck is Bieber Bieber?"
Watch Catch
Blubber,
You.
whoop up.
Watch Catch You, JMMD or Bieber Doobie.
Bieber
Bieber
Doobie.
Doobie.
Nah, you can remember JMMD more.
Why can you remember JMMD? We
'cause
need
the-
to establish this once again, Joe. Like, fuck me.
I think what
What does the other M stand for?
Wait, I made an acronym.
Right?
there's actually a
Hold on.
silent G in there, and it's JMMG.
It's
JMMG.
It's Joe's Miraculous Music Disaster. That's what it stands for.
Joe makes music daily.
Yeah.
Does he? Oh, to be fair, music is
Joe
his
makes
life.
music.
Music
dead.
is his life.
Just Minge must.
Joe
Daddy.
make music dead.
No?
Joe Midwood, forever killing music.
Joe make music dead. Yeah, actually, that's a bit more accurate.
What album was it that we're doing?
Fake It Flowers. It's the only album she has.
The newer one. No,
And
that's
it
not.
came
Oh no,
out.
the others are like EPs.
Yeah. Any closing thoughts, Joe?
I do actually. Did you know that the guy from Beatles? I've lost the thing. Hold on.
No, no.
Bear with
Literally.
me. What's the guy from Beatles called?
This fuck he doesn't know. Fuck it. That's where we're ending it, boys. Album review.